Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about unlocking the secrets to more natural and confident English conversations.
Hmm.
When you're navigating a new language, it often feels like you're collecting individual words, like painstakingly stacking one brick at a time.
Yeah.
You pick up hello, then goodbye, then table, then chair. It's a slow, meticulous process of accumulating single units of meaning.
Right.
But what if there was a way to instantly build entire rooms, entire functional spaces for your conversations?
That's such a great analogy.
What if you could move from collecting individual components to effortlessly stepping into fully furnished linguistic environments?
That's exactly what we're aiming for today.
Hmm?
If words are the bricks and grammar is the mortar that holds them together, then these essential phrases are those ready-made rooms.
Ah,
They're not just random collections of words. They are complete socially charged expressions that carry specific communicative functions. Think of them as pre-engineered modules that allow you to move through the language with a remarkable sense of fluidity and naturalness.
right. So less like building the wall on the spot.
Exactly. It's the difference between laboriously building that wall versus walking into a house that's already been beautifully designed and constructed.
I like that.
Our mission today is to give you that expanded toolbox, helping you transcend mere vocabulary acquisition and truly embody the rhythm of English conversation.
That's so true. Often we get bogged down trying to memorize countless individual words,
Yeah.
endlessly scrolling through flashcards, convinced that if we just knew more words, fluency would magically appear.
We've all been there.
Yeah. But then in a real live conversation, especially when you're on the spot, it's those pre-built phrases, those ready-to-deploy expressions that truly come to the rescue.
Absolutely. They save you.
They fit perfectly into the situation, saving you precious seconds of thought and making you sound incredibly natural. Today, we're going to explore over 100 essential phrases, organized by situation, with detailed insights to help you grasp all the nuances, not just what they mean, but when and how to use them effectively, and the social intelligence they convey.
Indeed. We'll journey through everything from how to kick off a conversation with genuine confidence and make a memorable first impression,
Right.
to gracefully disagreeing without causing offense, making social plans with ease, and even navigating common workplace interactions with refined professionalism.
That seems like a comprehensive roadmap.
The goal isn't to overwhelm you by asking you to memorize them all at once. That would be counterproductive.
Definitely.
Instead, the idea is to pick a few from each category that genuinely resonate with you, practice them consistently, and gradually, almost imperceptibly, integrate them into your active vocabulary.
So they become second nature.
Exactly. This way, they become a natural extension of your communicative self.
Okay, let's unpack this. Our journey begins with the absolute bedrock of any interaction. Let's kick things off with the absolute basics: greetings and small talk.
The foundation.
Yeah, this isn't just about initiating conversations. It's about building rapport, setting the tone, and making that crucial first connection. It's often where people, especially language learners, feel the most awkward, trying to translate directly from their native language and perhaps sounding a little too formal or too informal.
Oh, definitely. Direct translation can be tricky here.
It's your first impression, the welcoming foyer of your conversational house, to stick with that analogy.
What's truly insightful here is that greetings aren't merely perfunctory hellos. They are powerful social rituals, serving as subtle indicators of familiarity, respect, and intention.
Right. They carry weight.
They do. English offers a rich palette of phrases for this purpose, each with its own subtle nuance regarding formality and the established relationship between speakers.
Okay.
Consider some core phrases. How's it going? What's up? How are things? How have you been? What have you been up to?
And the replies too, right?
Yes, and their common replies. I'm doing well, thanks. Can't complain. Same old, same old.
Mm-hmm.
Along with conversational icebreakers like, how was your weekend? Or, it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
You immediately notice the different vibes these phrases give off. How's it going? Feels pretty universal, doesn't it?
It really does.
I find myself using it with almost anyone, a friend, a colleague, even someone I just met in a casual setting. It's warm, open, but maintains a comfortable social distance.
Precisely. Its versatility makes it an excellent default.
Yeah.
But then you have, what's up?
Ah, yeah. Very different.
Totally different end of the formality spectrum. This phrase is a social litmus test. It's very informal, almost exclusively for close friends or people with whom you share a deeply relaxed, established relationship.
So definitely not for a job interview.
Oh, absolutely not. Using "what's up" with a new client, your boss, or in a formal networking event would be quite inappropriate.
Right.
It signals a desire to bypass formal social contracts and jump straight into intimacy. Getting it wrong isn't just casual, it's a miscalculation of social distance, which can feel jarring or even presumptuous.
Okay, so it lacks that professional deference.
Exactly, which many situations require.
That distinction really highlights the social engineering embedded in these phrases. And then there's, how have you been? That one always feels a bit more thoughtful, more personal to me. It's not just a casual check-in.
You're right.
Yeah.
The key lies in the implied time frame. How have you been? Suggests a period has passed since your last encounter.
Right, like you haven't seen them in a while.
Exactly. It implies genuine curiosity about their well-being during that interim. For example, if you ran into an old colleague you hadn't seen in months, saying, "How have you been?" communicates that you remember your last interaction and are interested in their journey since.
It shows you're paying attention.
It does. It's far more intimate than a simple, "How are you?" which is often a perfunctory greeting. And it builds rapport by demonstrating a sustained interest.
And when it comes to replies, can't complain, always strikes me as so subtly positive.
It's a great one.
It's like, things might not be perfect, but they're good enough, and you're choosing to focus on the positive. It carries a sense of quiet resilience almost.
It does. It's a wonderfully understated way to express contentment. Culturally, it often reflects a tendency towards understatement. Perhaps a bit of a British inclination to avoid appearing overly boastful or enthusiastic about one's own circumstances.
Ah, interesting.
It conveys a realistic yet optimistic outlook without demanding further inquiry. In contrast, same old is much more casual
Yeah, very common.
and conveys a sense of comfortable routine. It's the perfect reply when nothing significant has changed, and you want to convey that without elaborating.
Like if a friend asks, what have you been up to lately?
Right, and you've just been working and chilling at home, same old, is a perfectly natural and relatable response.
So understanding these lets you speak more socially.
Exactly. Understanding these nuances allows you to not just speak English, but to speak social English, tailoring your greeting to the specific relationship and situation and building rapport from the outset.
Once you've started the conversation, or even if you just need to initiate one purely for practical purposes, getting information is paramount.
Absolutely essential.
This is absolutely essential for navigating any situation, especially when traveling in a new city or just trying to figure things out in an unfamiliar environment.
Finding your way around.
Exactly. Whether it's finding the nearest coffee shop, understanding a train schedule, or asking for directions, asking for information is a fundamental skill. It's how you unlock the practical functionality of your conversational house.
Right. And what's crucial to understand here is that while the goal is simply to obtain a piece of information, the way you ask is paramount.
Politeness matters a lot.
It really does. Politeness isn't just good manners. It's a strategic tool, especially when interacting with strangers. Consider phrases like, "Could you tell me where the restroom is?
Yeah.
How much does this cost? What time is it? Excuse me, can you help me, please? Do you know what time the store closes? What do you mean? Could you repeat that, please? Can you speak a little slower, please?
Okay.
And what's the best way to get to the airport?"
Okay, on that note of politeness, I've always instinctively used could you rather than can you for requests. But I've never quite articulated why. What's the subtle difference it conveys, and why is it preferred?
That's a great question. The key lies in the nuance of mobile verbs and perceived deference. Can you directly queries ability? Are you able to do this?
Right, like physically capable.
Exactly. It can sometimes sound a bit blunt or even demanding, especially to a stranger. Could you, however, is a more indirect, polite, and softened request.
Yeah, okay.
It implies, would you be willing to do this for me, assuming you have the ability? This subtle shift makes a significant difference in how your request is received, particularly by strangers or in formal contexts.
So it shows more respect for their choice, almost.
Precisely. It shows respect for the other person's time and autonomy, making them more likely to help you. For instance, imagine asking a busy barista, "Can you make me a latte?" versus, "Could you make me a latte, please?"
Yeah, the second one sounds much better. Less like an order.
The latter feels far more considerate and less like a command.
That makes a lot of sense. It takes the edge off, making it sound less like a demand and more like a gentle inquiry.
Exactly.
And starting any question to a stranger with, excuse me, is fundamental for a polite interaction. It's almost like a little verbal tap on the shoulder, isn't it?
It really is a perfect description.
It signals, I'm about to ask you something. Please give me a moment of your attention.
Exactly. Excuse me. Serves as an essential attention getter and a courtesy marker. It acknowledges that you are about to interrupt or impose on someone's space or time, however briefly.
Right, because you are interrupting them.
You are. Failing to use it can make you seem abrupt or even rude, as if you're entitled to their immediate attention. For example, if you walk into a store and immediately ask, "Where are the fitting rooms?"
A bit jarring.
It can feel quite jarring. But, excuse me, can you tell me where the fitting rooms are? Is perfectly natural and respectful. It sets the stage for a respectful interaction, no matter how simple the question.
A common hurdle for learners is the fear of not understanding.
Oh, definitely. It's a big one.
So many people feel embarrassed to ask for repetition or clarification, especially when they're learning a language. They'll just nod along, pretending they understood.
The nod and smile.
Yeah, but inside, they're completely lost, which can lead to genuine misunderstandings later.
This is where phrases like, "Could you repeat that, please?" or "Could you speak a little slower, please?" become absolutely crucial tools, not signs of weakness or lack of comprehension.
Right, they're tools, not admissions of failure.
Exactly. It's far, far better to clarify than to pretend you understood and remain confused. Pretending often leads to misunderstandings, awkward situations, or even making incorrect decisions based on faulty information.
Like agreeing to meet somewhere you didn't actually hear correctly.
Right. Imagine agreeing to meet at the park when the speaker said, "the pub." These phrases empower you to take control of the conversation, ensuring you fully grasp what's being communicated.
And native speakers use them too.
All the time. There's no shame in seeking clarity. In fact, it shows diligence and a commitment to effective communication. We all miss things sometimes.
So what does this all mean for our listener? It means that building a solid foundation of polite information-gathering phrases doesn't just help you get the answer.
Right.
It helps you build positive interactions every single time. It's about respecting the person you're speaking to, and that goes a long way towards gaining confidence in these everyday scenarios.
Well said.
Now we move into the social heart of our conversational house, navigating complex interactions.
Getting deeper.
Yeah. Let's talk about expressing opinions and sometimes disagreeing. This is how you really participate in deeper conversations, moving beyond simple facts and showing that you have a point of view, that you're engaged.
Adding your perspective.
It's where your personality starts to shine through and where you truly connect with others on an intellectual and emotional level.
Indeed. It's about contributing to the intellectual and emotional flow of a conversation, sharing your internal landscape. We have core phrases here like, "in my opinion," "the way I see it," to be honest.
Okay.
Then for agreement or disagreement, "I see your point, but I'm not so sure about that." "I agree completely. That's a good point." Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah. Strong agreement there.
Yes. And then ways to disagree more formally or end debate. "I respectfully disagree. Let's agree to disagree."
Ah, the classic escape hatch.
And also, on the one hand, but on the other hand, what's fascinating here is that expressing an opinion isn't always about stating a fact, but often about inviting dialogue and further exploration.
And sometimes the most challenging part isn't just expressing your opinion, but disagreeing with someone else's without making it personal or creating conflict.
That's a huge challenge.
I think many people, native speakers included, struggle with that subtle dance.
The nuance often hinges on how you framed your disagreement. Disagreeing politely is truly an art form in English, a cornerstone of respectful debate.
So how do you do it well?
Contrast softeners like, "I see your point, but," or "I'm not so sure about that," with blunt phrases like, "You're wrong."
Yeah, "you're wrong" is usually a conversation killer.
Pretty much. When you say, "I see your point," you're acknowledging their perspective first. This is a powerful de-escalation technique. It shows you've actively listened and processed what they said, even if you don't fully align with it.
So you validate them first.
Exactly. It's a bridge-building phrase that creates space for your different view. For instance, if someone says, "Working from home is much less productive," you could respond, "I see your point, but I've actually found that my productivity has improved without the daily commute."
Okay, that sounds very reasonable.
It acknowledges their view while introducing your own experience respectfully. Similarly, "I'm not so sure about that," expresses doubt, rather than outright negation, leaving room for further discussion and a less confrontational exchange.
That's spot on. It's about validating their perspective before introducing your own. That's a great strategy. And then for strong agreement, phrases like exactly or absolutely are so punchy and clear, aren't they? They leave no doubt you're on the same page.
They really do. Quick, strong affirmation.
But what about when you've had a long, passionate debate and you're just not going to see eye to eye? Let's agree to disagree. Sounds like a sophisticated way to end it.
It absolutely is. Let's agree to disagree is a wonderfully mature and graceful way to conclude a debate or discussion where an impasse has been reached, without either party feeling defeated or insulted.
It saves the relationship, maybe.
It prioritizes maintaining harmony in the relationship over winning the argument. It's a sign of emotional intelligence in communication, especially valuable in friendships or professional relationships where continued positive interaction is more important than achieving consensus on every single topic.
Right. It says we value the connection more than the specific point.
Precisely. It signals we've both made our points, we respect each other's views, and we're moving on.
And for demonstrating a truly balanced perspective, I love on the one hand, but on the other hand.
Yes.
Very useful.
It immediately signals that you're considering multiple facets of an issue, not just taking a simplistic side.
This phrase is a crucial tool for critical thinking and nuanced discussion. It allows you to present a comprehensive view, acknowledging complexities and showing that you've considered various angles before forming your conclusion.
So you sound more thoughtful.
Exactly. It moves beyond a simple yes or no and into the it's complicated territory, which is often where the most insightful conversations happen. For example, on the one hand, remote work offers flexibility, but on the other hand, it can sometimes make team cohesion more challenging.
Yeah, shows you see both sides.
It helps you articulate the nuances of an argument, showing you're not just taking a side blindly, but engaging with the full complexity of a topic.
Next up, making suggestions and invitations. This is vital for your social life, for building connections, and for taking the initiative rather than always waiting for others to lead.
Being proactive socially.
Yeah, it's how plans are made, friendships are deepened, and professional networks are expanded. These are the blueprints for social interaction.
What's fascinating here is how these phrases enable genuine social connection. They're the building blocks of shared experiences and the proactive steps in forging relationships.
So what are some key ones?
We have, would you like to get a coffee sometime? Are you free on Saturday?
Right.
What are you up to this evening? More direct suggestions like, how about we go to the movies? Let's grab a bite to eat. Do you want to hang out this weekend?
And then the replies.
Right, the replies are key too. I'd love to. That sounds great. And, crucially, the polite refusals. I'm afraid I can't. I have other plans.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
The polite no. Very important.
Very. Each has a slightly different feel and level of formality, crucial for fitting the context.
So, comparing the formality levels, would you like to, feels like the most classic, universally polite invitation. Is that the gold standard?
It truly is the gold standard for polite invitations. It's versatile and generally safe for almost any situation, whether you're inviting a new acquaintance or an old friend.
Okay, reliable.
Very reliable. It says a respectful and open tone. For example, would you like to join us for dinner on Friday? It's always appropriate.
And the others, how about and let's?
In contrast, how about and let's are more collaborative and casual options, perfect for friends or close colleagues.
Right, less formal.
Definitely. How about we go to the movies? Is a suggestion that actively invites input, making the other person feel involved in the decision. Let's grab a bite to eat is a more direct, informal suggestion, implying an immediate shared action.
So good for friends.
Exactly. These are great for situations where less formality is needed, fostering a sense of shared camaraderie.
I often hear, what are you up to this evening? As a clever, casual way to subtly gauge someone's availability before extending a firm invitation.
That's a brilliant observation.
It's like testing the waters without putting anyone on the spot.
And a highly strategic opener. Instead of immediately hitting someone with a direct invitation that they might feel awkward refusing, you're opening a general inquiry about their plans.
Right, low pressure.
Very low pressure.
Yeah.
Their answer will then give you crucial clues about whether to proceed with a specific invitation or not. If they say, oh, nothing much, just relaxing, that's an open door for a follow-up invitation. If they say, I'm swamped with work, unfortunately, you've elegantly avoided a potential rejection and can pivot the conversation elsewhere without awkwardness.
Smart. Conversational reconnaissance, you called it.
Exactly.
And then the flip side, Politely refusing? It's just as important as inviting, isn't it?
Absolutely crucial.
Because you want to maintain the relationship even if you can't accept and avoid burning bridges.
Right. Refusing an invitation impolitely or abruptly can indeed damage relationships. Phrases like, I'm afraid I can't, I have other plans, are vital.
Why, I'm afraid.
The I'm afraid softens the rejection significantly. It conveys regret rather than indifference, acknowledging the invitation kindly before delivering the negative news.
Ah, okay. Shows you're not just dismissing it.
Precisely. Saying you have other plans provides a reason without needing to delve into specifics, maintaining privacy while still being transparent enough.
You don't have to over-explain.
No. Furthermore, offering maybe next time is incredibly powerful.
Keeps the door open.
Exactly. It maintains future possibilities, signaling that the current rejection isn't personal and you're genuinely open to connecting at a later date. It keeps the door open for future social harmony.
So something like, I'd love to, but I'm afraid I can't on Saturday. I have other plans. Maybe next time.
That's perfectly polite and effective.
It's all about keeping those lines of communication open, even when you're saying no.
Couldn't agree more.
Nobody's perfect, right? We all make mistakes.
Constantly.
So, knowing how to apologize sincerely and respond gracefully is absolutely essential for good coexistence and maintaining healthy relationships, whether personal or professional.
Repairing the little bumps.
It's about taking responsibility, acknowledging impact, and repairing potential damage. This is the crucial maintenance and repair shop of our conversational house.
Great way to put it. What's truly insightful here is that an apology isn't just about uttering sorry. It's about acknowledging wrongdoing, expressing genuine regret, and often seeking to mend a breach in trust or comfort.
So the intention matters.
Deeply. We have core phrases like, I'm so sorry, my apologies, it was my fault, that was my bad, please forgive me.
Okay, quite a range there.
And from responses, that's okay, no problem, no worries, don't worry about it. Apology accepted. The choice of phrase often reflects the gravity of the offense, and understanding this spectrum is key.
I really notice the difference between I'm sorry and I'm so sorry.
Yes, the intensity.
That so really ups the ante, doesn't it? Like, for stepping on someone's foot lightly, I'm sorry.
Minor incident.
But for forgetting a really important birthday or causing a significant inconvenience, it's I'm so sorry.
Precisely. The intensity and sincerity of your apology matter profoundly. I'm sorry is your everyday apology for minor issues, bumping into someone lightly in a crowded room, a brief interruption. It's almost automatic. But I'm so sorry. Or the slightly more formal my apologies, often used in business context, are reserved for more significant errors where genuine regret and perhaps even a degree of culpability are felt.
So my apologies is more formal.
Generally, yes. It carries a bit more weight, often used in writing or slightly more serious spoken contexts. They both convey a deeper level of remorse and a stronger acknowledgement of the impact of your actions.
Right, like if you spilled coffee on someone's important papers.
Exactly. If you accidentally spilled coffee on a colleague's report, I'm so sorry, it was my fault, shows genuine distress and willingness to take responsibility.
And that was my bad. Always makes me smile a little because it's so informal.
It is quite informal.
But it gets the job done perfectly for a small mistake among friends. It's like, yeah, I messed up, but it's not the end of the world. Let's just move on.
It's incredibly effective for its context. That was my bad. Is perfect for small, casual slip-ups, like forgetting to send a text or dropping something minor during a relaxed chat.
Right, low stakes.
Very low stakes. It's a lighthearted admission of fault that works wonderfully in informal settings and shows you're not taking yourself too seriously. However, using it in a formal business meeting for a critical error.
Probably not a good idea.
Quite out of place. It could even be perceived as dismissive of the mistake's gravity. This highlights the importance of matching the apology's intensity and formality to the situation and the relationship.
And on the receiving end, when someone apologizes, how do you respond graciously? That's okay, it's standard.
It is. It works.
But you also mentioned no problem and no worries. What's the subtle difference there, and how do they enhance the interaction?
The key lies in how you want to put the apologizer at ease. That's okay is a perfectly acceptable, neutral response. It effectively signals acceptance. But no problem and no worries are wonderful, casual, and reassuring alternatives that go a step further. No problem indicates that the transgression caused no significant issue or inconvenience to you.
Okay.
No worries, especially common in British and Australian English, but gaining traction everywhere, conveys a relaxed, forgiving attitude. implying there's truly no need for concern or distress on their part.
So it really dismisses the issue.
It does. For example, if someone bumps into you and says, sorry, upon no worries, effectively dismisses any lingering tension and creates a lighter atmosphere. They both effectively dismiss the need for further apology and put the apologizer at ease, adding a bit more personality and warmth than a simple, that's okay.
So it's about not just accepting the apology, but truly letting the other person off the hook and making them feel comfortable again.
Exactly. It's a key part of maintaining social harmony.
Showing appreciation is such a powerful tool, isn't it?
Hugely powerful.
It strengthens any relationship, making people feel seen, valued, and more likely to help again.
Absolutely. Positive reinforcement.
So expressing gratitude sincerely and knowing how to respond graciously is absolutely key to fostering positive connections, both personally and professionally. This is the warmth and comfort that makes our conversational house a home.
Beautifully put. Indeed. Gratitude is a fundamental social lubricant, reinforcing positive interactions and encouraging future helpfulness. It's an act of recognizing and validating another person's effort or kindness.
What are the go-to phrases here?
We have core phrases here like, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. That's so kind of you. I can't thank you enough.
Okay, ranging in intensity again.
Yes. And some more colorful ones. You're a lifesaver. I owe you one.
I use those.
And for responses, you're welcome. My pleasure. Anytime. And don't mention it. What's fascinating here is the spectrum of gratitude, from simple thanks to profound indebtedness, and the subtle ways we can acknowledge it.
Thank you so much is a classic, but what about going beyond the standard, you're welcome, when you're on the receiving end of thanks?
Right. How do you respond effectively?
How do my pleasure and any time enhance the interaction? I often default to, you're welcome, but wonder if I'm missing an opportunity.
You're touching on a vital point about personalizing your response and deepening the connection. While you're welcome is the default and always appropriate.
It's safe.
It's perfectly safe. But my pleasure adds a significant layer of formality, enthusiasm, and emphasis. It suggests that you genuinely enjoyed helping, or that the act of helping brought you personal satisfaction, elevating it beyond a mere obligation.
So it sounds more sincere, maybe.
It can, yes. It's a common, sophisticated response in customer service, or when you've genuinely gone out of your way for someone. For instance, if you spend hours helping a friend move and they say, thank you so much, responding, my pleasure, sounds much more heartfelt than just, you're welcome.
Okay, I see the difference. What about anytime?
Anytime, on the other hand, conveys a friendly willingness to help again in the future. It's more casual than my pleasure and implies an ongoing availability or readiness to assist.
Like, happy to do it again.
Exactly. It subtly communicates, don't hesitate to ask me again. It was no trouble at all. For example, if a neighbor thanks you for watering their plants while they were away, anytime, suggests you're happy to do it again.
That's friendly.
Both my pleasure and anytime are great for building rapport and leaving a positive impression, showing that your helpfulness isn't a one-off.
I love that. It transforms your welcome from a neutral statement into a warm, inviting one.
Precisely.
And then, for more specific or perhaps more intense expressions of gratitude, you're a lifesaver, or I owe you one. They're so vivid and convey so much.
They truly are. You're a lifesaver is an evocative phrase used when someone has helped you out of a particularly difficult or stressful situation, when their assistance felt truly crucial, perhaps even indispensable.
Right, like they really rescued you.
Exactly. It conveys immense relief and deep gratitude. Imagine a friend bringing you vital documents you forgot just before a big meeting. They're a lifesaver.
Definitely been there.
I owe you one is more forward-looking phrase, acknowledging a debt of kindness that you intend to repay in the future.
Like a friendly IOU.
Precisely. It's an informal but very clear commitment to reciprocal generosity, strengthening the bond between individuals. For example, if a colleague stayed late to help you finish a presentation, saying, thanks, I owe you one, clearly signals your intention to reciprocate the favor.
Right. It acknowledges the scale of the help.
These phrases allow for a more personalized and impactful expression of thanks when the situation warrants it.
So it's not just about saying thanks, but about choosing from a variety of responses to add personality and depth to your interactions, leaving a lasting positive impression and truly cementing those connections.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
We started conversations, navigated them, discussed opinions, made plans, offered apologies, and shown gratitude. Phew.
We've covered a lot of ground.
But how do you gracefully end one? It can be so awkward if not done well, leading to lingering goodbyes, uncomfortable silences, or abrupt exits.
The awkward linger. We all know it.
You want to leave a good last impression, right? You want to usher people out of your conversational house smoothly and respectfully.
Indeed. What's crucial to understand here is that ending a conversation gracefully is as much an art as starting one. It requires subtle signals and appropriate phrasing to avoid discomfort or rudeness.
So, what are the tools for a smooth exit?
We have core phrases like, "It was nice talking to you. It was great catching up."
Okay, summarizing the interaction positively.
Exactly. Then the signals, "Well, I should let you go. I have to get going."
Right, the actual exit lines.
And the final farewells, "Take care, have a good one, catch you later."
Hmm.
And maybe let's keep in touch. These are not merely farewells. They are strategically deployed exit strategies.
You mentioned exit signals. Can you elaborate on phrases like, I have to get going, or, well, I should let you go, and how they function to smooth a departure?
The key here is politely preparing the other person for the conversation's conclusion. Phrases like, "I have to get going," or, "Well, I should let you go," are soft exit signals that provide a gentle heads up.
A warning shot, almost.
A polite warning shot, yes. Preventing an abrupt or sudden departure that could feel rude. "I have to get going" states your necessity to leave directly but politely, often followed by a polite farewell. For example, "It's been great chatting, but I have to get going now."
Clear and direct.
Yes. "Well, I should let you go," on the other hand, subtly shifts the focus, implying you're being considerate of their time, even if it's you who needs to leave.
Ah, that's clever. Makes it sound less about you.
It's a thoughtful way to disengage. Imagine you're chatting with a colleague, and you need to get back to work. Saying, "Well, I should let you go, I know you're busy," sounds considerate, even if you're the one who needs to end the chat.
Nice.
It cushions the transition, making the departure feel collaborative rather than unilateral.
That's really smart, framing it as being considerate of their time. And I often hear, have a good one. It seems so versatile.
Incredibly versatile.
I find myself saying it to anyone at any time of day, don't you?
Absolutely. "Have a good one" is a fantastic all-purpose farewell suitable for virtually any time of day and in most casual to semi-formal contexts.
What does the one refer to?
It implies have a good day, have a good evening, have a good weekend, etc., without needing to specify. It's friendly and positive without being overly familiar.
So super useful.
Very. You can say to the grocery store cashier, a colleague leaving for the day, or a casual acquaintance, "Catch you later," is even more informal.
Right, definitely for friends.
But specifically for friends or acquaintances you expect to see again relatively soon. It's concise and friendly, but certainly not for a formal business departure.
And let's keep in touch is a great way to maintain that future connection, rather than just severing it completely. It hints at ongoing rapport.
It's a crucial phrase for relationship management. Let's keep in touch. Signals a desire to maintain communication and a potential future relationship, whether personal or professional.
It's not necessarily a concrete plan, though.
Not always. It's not a firm commitment to an immediate follow-up, but rather an expression of goodwill and an open invitation for future contact. For example, after a networking event, exchanging cards and saying, "It was great meeting you, let's keep in touch," sets a positive, forward-looking impression as you depart.
Leaves the door open.
Exactly. It leaves the door open for continued dialogue, which is especially important in our interconnected world.
Now, for something a bit different, those common social phrases and fillers.
Ah, the glue of conversation.
Yeah. When I was first learning, I was actually told to avoid them, as if they were a sign of uncertainty or poor English.
That's common advice, but often misguided.
But it seems they're actually quite natural and helpful, aren't they? They're like the comfortable, lived-in details in our conversational house.
Exactly. What's truly insightful here is that these phrases are often profoundly misunderstood by language learners. Far from being a sign of weakness, they are crucial components of natural, fluent conversation.
How so?
They provide valuable thinking time, show active engagement, can soften statements, and reflect the spontaneous, often unscripted nature of real dialogue.
Okay. Can you give us some examples? There are so many.
There are. We have a vast array, which we can maybe group for clarity.
A good idea.
Phrases for active listening and engagement like, "Oh, really? Yeah, that's interesting. Good for you." "Oh, maybe you don't say." "No way."
Right, showing you're listening.
Phrases for thinking aloud and pausing. LNEC. "Well, so, I guess so. Hmm. The little sounds we make,
Buying time.
phrases for navigating the conversation. By the way, anyway, what was I saying? Never mind. To make a long story short,
Oh, to make a long story short is a lifesaver sometimes.
definitely. Phrases for social support and reaction. Fingers crossed. Congratulations. Good luck. Bless you. After a sneeze. Sounds good.
Everyday stuff.
Phrases for general commentary and perspective.
Right.
At the end of the day, to be fair, if I remember correctly, believe it or not, long time no see.
Wow, that's a lot. Let's maybe pick one or two. What about, you know,
You know,
it's a very common filler. How does it truly function in a conversation beyond just filling space?
is indeed one of the most ubiquitous and fascinating fillers in English. It serves multiple, often subconscious, purposes.
Like what?
It can be a way to connect with the listener, implying shared knowledge or understanding, as if to say, you understand what I mean, right?
Building common ground.
Exactly. It can also be a temporal filler, buying in the speaker a moment to gather their thoughts, or even a softener, making a statement less direct or confrontational.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Like, it was a really challenging day, you know? It invites empathy and common ground from the listener. It's so deeply ingrained in native speech that its absence can sometimes make a speaker sound somewhat robotic or unnatural, even if grammatically perfect.
So using it makes you sound more natural, not less.
Used thoughtfully, yes. It adds a layer of conversational realism.
And for showing active engagement without needing to formulate a complex thought immediately, phrases like, oh, really? Or, that's interesting, are lifesavers.
Absolutely. Essential.
They're quick, effective, and keep the conversational ball rolling.
Precisely. These are what we call back-channeling cues. They signal to the speaker that you are actively listening, engaged, and processing what they're saying, even if you don't have an immediate, detailed response.
Keeps the speaker going.
Right. They maintain the conversational rhythm and encourage the speaker to continue. Imagine a friend telling a dramatic story, interjecting with an, oh, really? Or that's interesting, validates their narrative and shows you're following along.
Okay. And you mentioned to make a long story short.
Yes. Another fantastic phrase, especially for conciseness when you're aware you might be rambling or time is short.
So we've all been there.
It's a signal that you're about to summarize a lengthy narrative, respecting the listener's time. For example, we had a lot of issues with the project, but to make a long story short, we got it done.
Perfect. Cuts to the chase. I love how, by the way, and anyway, allow for smooth transitions too.
Yeah, navigational tools.
They're like conversational pivots that keep the flow organic.
They are excellent navigational tools, almost like linguistic signposts, by the way, is used to introduce a new, often related piece of information or to bring up something you've just remembered that's pertinent to the discussion.
Like a little side note.
Exactly. Perhaps an anecdote or a question. For example, I was just thinking about our vacation plans. By the way, did you remember to book the hotel? It's a gentle nudge to a new but connected topic.
Okay. And anyway.
Anyway. Serves a different function. It's typically used to return to a main point after a digression.
It's getting back on track.
Right. Or to change the subject smoothly, or even to conclude a topic. For instance, after a long side story, you might say, anyway, as I was saying about the project, we need to finalize the budget.
Very useful for keeping control of the conversation.
They make the conversation feel organic and less rigid, allowing for natural detours and returns.
So what does this all mean for someone trying to sound more natural and fluent?
Embrace them.
It means embracing these little linguistic connectors and pause fillers. They're not errors. They're part of the very fabric of everyday English speech. Trust them.
Absolutely. Use them appropriately, of course, but don't fear them.
Finally, let's talk about the workplace. This is a very specific context, and there are particular phrases that just make your professional life smoother, more efficient, and contribute to a more professional image.
The professional toolkit.
Yeah. These aren't just about politeness. They're often about clarity, managing expectations, and conveying competence. This is where the structural integrity and efficiency of your conversational house truly come into play.
Indeed. What's truly insightful here is how these phrases are tailored for efficiency, clarity, and professionalism within an organizational structure.
Right, designed for business.
They are the shorthand of business communication, designed to convey specific intentions and manage collaborative workflows.
Okay, what are some must-knows?
We have core phrases like, how can I help you? I'll get right on it. Let's schedule a meeting. Could you send me the report?
Standard requests.
Yes. Also, I'll follow up with an email. What's the deadline for this? I'm running a bit late.
Oh, running late is a crucial one.
Very. Let's touch base next week.
Right.
I'm on my lunch break.
Well,
And a nice closer. Have a productive day.
I'll get right on it. Always strikes me as so efficient and reassuring.
It really is.
It conveys immediate action and commitment. It's like saying, consider it done, and I'm starting now.
It's an excellent phrase for conveying responsiveness and proactive engagement. I'll get right on it. Indicates that you understand the request, you're prioritizing it, and you're commencing work immediately.
Builds confidence.
It builds trust and confidence in your ability to deliver. And it's highly valued in a fast-paced work environment where prompt action is key. For example, if your manager asks for a quick analysis, responding, "I'll get right on it," shows your readiness and efficiency.
And then, let's touch base next week. That one feels very specific to the business world.
It's classic business jargon, yes.
What exactly does touch base mean in that context, and why is it so widely used?
The key here is understanding common business idioms. "Let's touch base next week" is a highly common business idiom that means let's reconnect, let's check in, or let's have a brief discussion or status update.
So, not necessarily a long meeting.
Usually not.
Yeah.
It implies a short, informal check-in rather than a full, structured meeting, which saves time and effort. It's used for quick project updates, clarifications, or just generally staying connected on ongoing tasks without needing a formal agenda.
Okay, like a quick sync up.
Exactly. For instance, "I'll work on this report, and let's touch base next Tuesday to discuss the progress." It's more casual than "let's schedule the meeting," but still professional, conveying the need for a follow-up.
So it's about efficient, professional communication. And phrases like, "I'm running a bit late," or "What's the deadline for this?" are crucial for managing expectations
Absolutely essential.
and keeping everyone informed in a busy environment.
Absolutely. These phrases contribute significantly to clarity and professionalism in various work scenarios. "I'm running a bit late" is a concise and polite way to inform colleagues or clients of an unavoidable delay, proactively managing their expectations and showing respect for their time.
Better than just showing up late with no warning.
Much better. A quick message like, "Hi, I'm running a bit late, probably be there in 10 minutes, is a mark of professionalism. What's the deadline for this? Is direct and essential for project management, ensuring everyone is aligned on timelines and responsibilities.
Clear expectations.
Right. Similarly, a follow-up with an email provides a clear communication plan and ensures important information is documented. These phrases help maintain smooth operations and prevent misunderstandings in the professional sphere.
So professional courtesy and operational clarity.
Exactly. Essential for a functioning team.
So we've unpacked a truly essential collection of phrases today, moving you beyond just individual words to those ready-made rooms for fluent conversation.
Quite a tour of the house.
Yeah. We've talked about everything from confidently greeting someone to gracefully ending a chat, navigating disagreements, making plans, offering apologies, showing appreciation, and even managing your professional life with greater ease.
It's been comprehensive.
But how do you actually make them stick? How do you move from understanding them to actively using them automatically in your daily life? That's the million-dollar question.
This raises an important question for learners. Understanding is one thing, but active use, especially under pressure in real-time conversation, is another entirely.
Right, bridging that gap.
It requires transforming passive knowledge into active, automatic responses, like a well-rehearsed dance. We've got 4 powerful ways to practice these phrases that go beyond rote memorization and truly embed them into your linguistic toolkit.
Okay, let's hear them. Tip number 1.
First, choose by situation. Instead of randomly picking phrases from a long list, focus on a specific scenario you anticipate encountering. For example, if you know you have an upcoming social event, choose to master 3 to 4 phrases, specifically for ending a conversation or for making suggestions.
So, targeted practice.
Exactly. You might pick, "It was nice talking to you, I have to get going," and "let's keep in touch."
Why is this method so effective?
This method is incredibly effective because it builds functional modules in your brain. Instead of isolated phrases, you're creating a set of tools linked to a specific communicative purpose.
So your brain knows where to find them.
Precisely. When you find yourself in that situation, your brain is pre-primed with the relevant phrases, making retrieval and real-time application much more efficient. It's contextual learning, which is always more robust.
Like practicing saying, "Well, I should let you go," before you actually need to leave a meeting.
Exactly. For instance, practice saying, "Well, I should let you go. It's been a great chat," when you leave a casual meeting, even if it's just in your head first.
Okay, makes sense. Tip number 2.
Second, shadowing.
Ah, I've heard of this. Explain it.
This is such a dynamic technique. Find a short English video or a segment of a podcast, anything with native speakers. Listen carefully to a phrase, then immediately try to repeat it, mimicking the speaker's pronunciation, intonation, and even their rhythm.
So like being a linguistic parrot.
In a way, yes. Don't just say the words. Try to sound exactly like them, even if it feels a little silly at first.
What's the benefit of that?
Shadowing's power lies in its ability to improve not just pronunciation, but also the rhythm, stress, and natural delivery of English. It trains both your oral muscles, your mouth, tongue, and lips to produce English sounds more naturally.
The physical aspect.
Right. And it also trains your cognitive processing to link sound with meaning and context, building fluency in a very embodied way. It bridges the gap between passive listening and active speaking, making it feel less like a mental exercise and more like a physical one.
Any suggestions for materials?
Try shadowing short clips from a TV show you love, focusing on one character's delivery. Or even news reports.
Okay, shadowing. Got it. What's number 3?
Third, create a phrase journal.
Like a diary for phrases.
Sort of. Grab a physical notebook or keep a dedicated note on your phone or computer. When you hear a useful phrase in a movie, a TV series, a song, or even a real-life conversation, jot it down.
Okay.
But here's the critical part. Include the context where it was used. What was the situation? Who said it to whom? What was the emotional tone?
Why is the context so important?
The critical importance of context cannot be overstated. Knowing when to use a phrase is as vital as knowing what it means.
Right, because using a phrase wrongly can be awkward.
Exactly. A phrase might be perfectly grammatical but completely inappropriate for a given social situation. By recording the context, you're building a mental library, not just of phrases, but of their appropriate usage, their nuance, and their social weight.
So you learn the feeling of the phrase.
Precisely. This helps you internalize the feeling of a phrase, not just its literal meaning, making your usage more natural and effective. You could even draw a little icon next to it to symbolize the context. A handshake for greetings, a clock for deadlines, etc.
I like that visual idea. Okay, and the final tip.
And finally, use in real life, even if you're alone.
Alone. How does that work?
This might sound a little quirky, but it's incredibly effective, and frankly, I do it all the time.
Really?
Yeah. As you're making your morning coffee, actually say aloud, let me see, what should I have for breakfast? As you leave the house, literally say, okay, I have to get going. Narrate your daily activities using these phrases.
Talking to yourself, basically.
Essentially, yes. This seemingly quirky practice is exceptionally powerful because it bridges the gap between passive understanding and active production without the pressure of a real conversation.
Ah, low stakes practice.
Exactly. It solidifies phrases in your active vocabulary by forcing you to retrieve and articulate them in natural, meaningful contexts. It builds muscle memory for your mouth and brain, making it easier to deploy these phrases when you are indeed speaking with someone else.
So you're rehearsing constantly.
In a way. It transforms theoretical knowledge into practical, accessible language, and it's a great way to boost your confidence in a no-stakes environment.
Those are 4 great tips. Choose by situation, shadowing, phrase journal with context, and using them in real life, even alone.
That's the quartet.
And that reinforces the overall message for everything we've talked about today. Fluency truly comes with consistent practice and repetition. It's not about being perfect,
Definitely not.
but about being persistent. And most importantly, encourage yourself to enjoy the learning process. It should be fun, not a chore.
Couldn't agree more. Enjoy the journey. Hashtag tag outro.
What stands out to you about how these phrases can transform your English? Think about one phrase you heard today that you're going to try to use in the next 24 hours.
Just one.
Just one. Start small, but start.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, mastering these essential phrases is less about memorizing words in isolation and more about learning the social grammar of the English language.
Yeah, social grammar. I like that.
It's about understanding the unspoken rules of interaction, the flow of conversation, and the cultural nuances embedded in everyday speech.
Right. It's more than just words.
It's about sounding natural and confident, which is invaluable in any interaction, making your communication not just intelligible but truly effective, and allowing you to move through the English-speaking world with ease and grace.
And that's our topic for today. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to explore the other videos on our channel to continue your English practice.